Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello again, everyone. This is Jan from New York City, and my channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. Hey, how's everybody doing on this Wednesday morning? Hope that this video finds everybody doing well. And if you're not feeling so great today, take a minute, just chill out, relax, kick back, you know what I mean? Just take some time for yourself. And we're going to talk a little bit today, more specifically about our stockpiles, our pantries, or whatever you have in your cupboard, or your refrigerator, or your freezer, or things laying around that you totally forgot about. I once had a conversation with someone. They used to sell things on eBay. And this was a friend of mine, and still actually is a friend of mine. And we were like debating over and over, should this thing get listed or not, because the person was a little hesitant. And I feel this way about things in life. If you have something that is just sitting around for years and years and years and getting absolutely no use out of it, in my honest opinion, and I could be wrong, you could throw it in a bucket and throw it out the window. Here's the way I feel. If it is not getting used, there's no value in it. There is absolutely no value in it. So taking that analogy and applying it to some of our inventory. We've been more mindful, especially lately, especially in times of question and uncertainty about where we are, where we keep our stuff, just in case, like emergency stuff. And sometimes we just think ahead to 2 or 3 weeks. I'll raise my hand on that because I'm, guilty of that. Not that that's like the biggest, horrendous thing in life. At least I was 3 weeks ahead. It sure beats not being ahead at all. So, on that note, I will, congratulate myself as a New Yorker on that one. But I want to, as I mentioned, start building, a further stockpile, if you will. But let's get back to knowing your inventory. And what specifically do I mean? I really came to the conclusion that we have to run our business, our home life at times. At times, we have to run our lives at times as if we're running a business. And we are the CEO of ourselves, the Chief Executive Officer. Because if you really think about it, we really, really are. We are the Chief Executive Officer of management of our own items and stuff like that. For example, how many times have you ever gone to the grocery store, whether in better times or challenging times or whatever, only to like smack yourself in the face when you come back to realize A, you didn't pick up what you intended to, or B, you overtly duplicated things and paid a higher price for it to boot. Ugh. Those two options aren't the greatest. So, okay, not the end of the world, but totally all preventable. Therefore, one, if you have a questionable amount of quote stockpile, but you kind of live in the land of wilderness and you're so used to looking at a lot of things in front of you, but you've forgotten quite how many things you have that really are there, or you are misled to believe that they are there. And in truth and in fact, when you go to look for it, when you're making your recipe or baking or cooking dinner and you ran out of something, you go in your stockpile and you go, oh, I think I have it. And you're looking high and low. It's not there. It's not there. So here's just a suggestion. I think it wouldn't hurt to go around your inventory as if you were managing your own grocery store. Now, my grandparents managed a grocery store during the Great Depression, and I have to say I'm, very proud of that. They worked very hard for whatever little bit they ever had, but they worked hard for it, and they knew their inventory. You have to know your inventory. So, too, because we are our chief executive officers of ourselves, check out what you have and what you think you may have, but in truth and in fact, you need to add it to the what you need to get list. See, that's really, really important. So it's a delicate balancing act. checking out and knowing your own inventory. And always a great thing to do. You don't have to have a huge stockpile either. Suppose that you don't have a stockpile, or you're beginning, or you're learning. Know what you have before you go to the grocery store. Like I said, you don't want to overtly replicate your purchase and maybe pay too much for it to boot. And you don't want to think that you have something, but the truth and in fact is you really don't. So get familiar with your own inventory, because any one of us could drown in our own little pantries and little stockpile warehouses thinking we have stuff that we really don't. Question of the day. Do you know your inventory? What can you do to improve it? Do you have tips and tricks to keep it under control? Do you actually walk around your stockpile and take notes? I am curious. Please let me know. And in the meantime, this has been Jan from New York City. Thank you so much for listening. And keep in mind that life is not a dress rehearsal. Let's do whatever we can to put a smile on someone else's face today. Make that phone call. You don't have to travel. Make a phone call. Do a video chat. Keep in touch. Keeping in touch with people is really, really important, because you never know, the day may come that you can't. Going to play some music, wrap this thing up. Have a great day, and I'll be back tomorrow with more tips and tricks. Thank you so much. Have a great day.